Nobody's life goes exactly as they planned. Unexpected events can suddenly put you on a path you swore you'd never be on.
You a lawyer?
She doesn't need a lawyer. She is a lawyer. I'm just a ride home.
I should have figured her for a lawyer. The way she was busting my chops, mouthing off about her rights, wouldn't take a breathalyzer.
Yeah, that sounds like Kate.
All right, Kate, that's her name, right?
Kate, Catherine. Catherine Garr.
I'm sorry, did you say Catherine Garr? The Catherine Garr? The lawyer?
You know Officer McKay?
No, not personally, but my dad did. They were buddies at the 54th Precinct. Matter of fact, he was at the station the day they arrested McKay, and he was in court the day your friend there got him out of prison.
I was there, too. It's the biggest day of my career.
That was a hell of a thing you guys did. If it wasn't for y'all, he'd probably still be in prison today.
You know, it was mostly her.
Tell you what we'll do. We'll forget about this as long as you promise to take her home and get her some help.
Absolutely.
Things usually have to go from bad to worse before you realize how far off course you really are.
What's going on? Are you moving?
Not that I know of.
You want any help?
What the hell is going on here?
I'm leaving.
Jason, you gotta be kidding. It's too early for this.
No, it's late. Long overdue. Where's your car, Kate?
It's a long story. Jason, I mean, it's too early in the morning.
I know what you meant. Can we walk over here, please? I'm not taking much, just a couple of things.
I don't care about any of that.
I can't live like this anymore, Kate.
I know, I'm sorry. It's been hectic lately.
Look, I don't care that it's hectic, all right? But it used to be when we were together, we were together. Now, even when you're sitting right next to me, I don't know where the hell you are. You need help, Kate. But you've made it very clear that you won't accept mine.
Is your mind made up? I mean, is it too late?
Yeah, it's too late. Look, you take care, all right? I'll call you when I get set up.
We sort of need to get going. I mean, we don't want to kick you when you're down, but...
Oh, I'm sorry.
I remember not so long ago, images of you go through my mind. See you laughing. Oh, what a pretty smile. But your smile will live inside my heart forever. And the love that you gave to me was like no other. Not as a lover, but as a there's nothing I wouldn't do to see you once again.
Catherine? Catherine, he's waiting.
Yeah, Christy, I got it. I'll be right there. One for you, one for me, and another one for me. You can do this, Kate.
Lovely to see you, Miss Garr. How kind of you to make an appearance.
Sorry for the delay, Your Honor. I was on the phone with this afternoon's witness.
What witness? This is a hearing. There are no witnesses. Are we ready to start?
More than ready, Your Honor.
I wasn't speaking to you, Miss Garr, but I'm glad to see you're ready to proceed, so let's.
Yeah?
It's the first Thursday of the month.
Oh, what time is it?
It's 10 minutes after the partners meeting. The partners meeting that happens the first Thursday of every month.
Oh, no.
You still there?
Yeah. Ow.
We need to talk. When can you make it to my office?
Soon, this sounds serious.
It is, Catherine. I'll see you in 1 hour. Don't be late.
Okay.
I can't make excuses for you anymore. I won't.
Then don't. I never asked you to.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't care enough to ask. When everybody knows about yesterday's fiasco, what happened to you, Kate? You were once the best courtroom attorney I ever saw.
Thank you.
Were. And then you just started mailing it in. For the last year, you haven't even bothered to put on a stamp.
I'm sick of it. Aren't you sick of it? The endless parade of drug dealers and murderers and chiselers, it's a farce and a freak show.
Well, what did you think it was going to be? You're a criminal attorney. You represent criminals.
In law school, we heard all these theories about the law. The law, like it was some big shining thing on the top of a hill. Well, nobody told me I'd have to wade through a cesspool to get to it.
You're just figuring this out now?
No, I'm just fed up with it now.
All right, well, you better get over it, fast.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means this morning at the partners meeting, it was recommended that you be made an ex-partner.
I made this firm. We made this firm.
It was a long time ago, Kate. You've been living off your reputation for years. You said so yourself.
So what do they want, an apology?
No, they wanted you to clean out your desk. I had to pull every string I could to get you one more chance. Yeah. Booked you a flight to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I arranged a meeting with a public defender there. Client's on death row for murdering his wife and kids. Lawyer swears the guy didn't do it.
Some ghoul butchers his wife and kids, and I'm supposed to win him a new trial? Fine. I'm not doing it.
Think. Believe me, other firms are not going to be standing in line for you. No, I'm telling you this as a friend. Around the country, some people may still recognize your name, but in the legal community, you have become this sad story that everybody knows and nobody likes to talk about.
My client, he's very excited you've agreed to meet with him. He's a huge fan. I think he's read every article written about you in the McKay case. We're thrilled you're even considering taking this on.
How old are you?
25. I'm a former student of Mr. Hockman. I memorized the McKay brief. You are like, you know, my favorite attorney. And I should probably tell you this will be my first big case.
Never would have known.
The first appeal was thrown out. The old court-appointed lawyer didn't stand a chance. I'm just looking for any kind of grounds for a new trial.
And maybe a little free publicity.
Well, yes, some good publicity this time. We're hoping that having a famous attorney here will draw some attention to Eric's case. We need to be heard. The tabloids just want dirt. We need the truth. Before you meet Eric, there's something I have to tell you. You're supposed to remain objective, I know that, but I just... Well, I wanted to... Look, he didn't do it, okay? He would never hurt his family.
Prepare to receive inmates at main gate. Inmates arriving at main gate.
Eric Johnson, this is Catherine Garr.
It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Miss Garr.
Hello, Eric.
Please.
Officer Wilkins, report immediately to Block B. Officer Wilkins to Block B.
I want to be clear from the start. I'll only represent you if I believe you are being completely honest with me. If I sense that you are withholding even one single piece of information, I'll be on the next flight home. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right. What happened?
I was away on business. I sold textbooks to the schools in the northern districts, and I finished early. Instead of staying at the hotel like I had planned, I drove back that night with a coworker. And along the way, I called Cleo. That's my wife. It was my wife. Anyway, she didn't answer. Yeah, but I didn't think anything of it. See, Aaron, our littlest one, was celebrating a birthday, and well, I figured things went over. Well, then it got late, and I didn't want to take the chance of waking anybody. So I think I got in a little before 2. And right there, I knew right away that something was very wrong. From the end of our block, I could see flashing lights in front of our house. And I pulled up, and there were all these reporters. But I recognized Bob Stanbrook. I mean, he's our neighbor. He goes to our church. He was all pale and shaky, and then he told me the news. That, I'm sorry, I'm making a spectacle of myself. I just keep hoping the memory of that night will fade.
It's all right, Eric. I understand. Just one more thing. Did you kill your wife and children?
No.
Susan, can you point me in the direction of the hotel? I still have to go through all the files in the morning. I'll come by your office.
Sure.
What is it?
Hi, this is Jason and Catherine. We're not home right now, so leave us a message and we'll call you back.
Hello? Jason, are you there? Of course not. They probably won't hear this. This'll be on the machine when I get home. I'm so sorry. I'll try to change.
Hey, what's up?
Come on, Eric, don't be bashful. We're going to be spending too much time together for that.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
So, you're gonna represent me?
I'm going to lay out a story before the court. If you tell me the truth, it'll be your story. Now, I need to know everything about you. Absolutely everything. From the middle name of your barber to that intimate night when you first lost your virginity.
I hope this is okay. Eric and I are thrilled you've agreed to do the appeal.
Are you involved with him?
What?
Do you have feelings for him?
I like Eric. He's very likable, but I'm his lawyer, not his girlfriend. Besides, he's still totally in love with his wife.
Okay. Just needed to know what I'm dealing with.
Sure. Well, I'm down the hall if you need me.
The calm of this quiet neighborhood was violently shattered early this morning when 3 members of a local family, Cleo Johnson and her 2 children, Aaron and Julia, were found murdered in their beds. Eric Johnson came home from a business trip to discover that his wife and 2 children had been killed as they slept. Police are withholding further details of the investigation, but what we do know right now is... Wait, I think I see Mr. Johnson there right now. Mr. Johnson, when did you find out about this terrible tragedy?
When I got home.
Did you discover the bodies?
No, I found the bodies.
And you are?
I live next door. If you'll excuse us, please.
Mr. Johnson, just one last question, please. I know this is a terrible experience, but how are you holding out?
I know I lost them. I mean, it hasn't sunk in, but I know Cleo and the children are gone. Still, it would be selfish of me to think only of my loss. I know they're in a better place.
How much blood? We can confirm reports about this being a bloodless or vampire killing.
Of course not.
Did you find blood at the scene?
Yes, there was some blood in the children's beds, and of course there was blood on each of the victims.
How much blood? As much as you'd expect?
Look, don't make too much of this. There wasn't the kind of blood or physical evidence at the scene we generally expect. The blood's not there because somebody washed it off. The master bedroom and the kids' room had been scoured pretty thoroughly.
Is the killer fastidious? Some kind of satanic control freak?
Where do you get this stuff? The killer doesn't want to get caught, so he tried to wash away the clues.
He? Are you saying the killer's a man?
No, I mean he or she washed down the crime scene.
Is it true that you found boxes of books on diabolism and the black arts inside the house?
I told you that we are not ready to make any comment on that particular aspect at this time. That's enough for now. Thank you.
It is the mandate of my administration that should I be elected governor of this state, I will put a chokehold on crime such as this country has never seen. We promise to deliver swift and severe punishment to all violent offenders.
Mr. Johnson, sir, what can you tell us about Candy Brinkley?
Margaret. Her name was Margaret.
Were you two having an affair?
No, of course not.
When did you meet her? How long have you known her?
Look, no comment,
You
all right?
on the record.
I said no comment.
Well, I'm taking off. Lock up behind yourself, please.
Wow, how'd it get so late?
You must be exhausted. You want to go next door for a drink, a bite to eat?
Drink sounds good. You know that bit on the lawn where Eric says his wife and kids are in a better place? That's what killed his defense.
Exactly. Well, people didn't like it. They wanted Eric to be more choked up, frightened, hysterical. That clip was broadcast 38 times in the 2 weeks before Eric went to trial. On top of that, the repeated request for change of venue was denied by the judge. The jury wasn't even sequestered, so every single juror was undoubtedly influenced by the media. Eric's court-appointed attorney didn't stand a chance. It's kind of tragic, actually. This case turned him into something of an alcoholic.
You know what? You go on. I should probably just stay here. I haven't even gone through the court transcripts yet.
Sure. I'll see you tomorrow. Like I said, lock up when you go.
It was recommended that you be made an ex-partner.
Who the hell paid ex-partner? They don't want you anymore. Now even when you're sitting right next to me, I don't know where the hell you are. I can't live like this anymore, Kate. For your career, it's too late. And for me, it's too late. You're not the woman I married. I don't know who you are. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Hi, this is Jason and Catherine. We're not home right now.
Hockman said you might be able to help me with some research on this Eric Johnson case.
Absolutely. Fire away.
He grew up in a small town in eastern Wisconsin called Fond du Lac. I need his grade school records, high school yearbook, birth, marriage announcements in the newspaper, all of that.
Got it. You sound sort of into this.
Maybe. Feels good to be back. Don't make a big deal about this to everybody, okay?
Sure. Call if you need more. Catherine, it's nice having you back.
Thanks for the help. Sorry about yesterday.
You had me worried. I didn't think you were coming back.
Something came up at the office I had to take care of.
Gerald and Vanessa Stanlake.
Pardon?
Gerald, that's the middle name of my barber, and Vanessa, you know.
Tell me about your hometown.
Fond du Lac. It's a beautiful place. Real Norman Rockwell stuff, you know? Perfect place to grow up. I hated to leave it.
So why did you?
Cleo. See, she came out here to go to school, and I just sort of tagged along.
So you and your wife were high school sweethearts?
Well, I was sweet on her. She didn't even know I existed. So I followed her to school and accidentally bumped into her on the quad one day.
And that actually worked?
Well, must have. 21 years later, here we are.
Who's Candy Brinkley?
It's Margaret Brinkley, and Candy's only a nickname. She's a seller at one of our textbook companies.
Were you having an affair with her?
No. Absolutely not.
Evidence was presented at the trial that you two shared a room.
At a convention in Atlanta. There were 2 other conventions in town. All the rooms were booked up. It's sad how suspicious people are.
So what do you think happened to Candy?
I don't know.
When was the last time you saw her?
When I dropped her off. You know, I told the detectives 100 times that was the last time I saw her.
Look, Eric, it's been 4 years and she's still missing. Not a clue as to her whereabouts.
I don't know what else to say. I don't know what to tell you.
You testified at the trial that you and Ms. Brinkley stopped for food at a restaurant, yet no one remembers seeing you there.
It was busy. The waitress barely looked up to take our order.
Where's your receipt from that dinner?
I don't know. I must have forgot it. Maybe Margaret picked it up and...
And Margaret's missing. Look, Eric, I've seen your travel itineraries, I've seen your financial records. You keep a receipt when you buy a pack of gum. So what happened that night?
I was flustered. I'd already called home a couple of times. It was late. It was after midnight, and Cleo still wasn't answering. That's when I had the feeling that something was wrong.
Look, you want to take a break? I can come back later.
No. No, I'm all right. You've come a long way, and I've waited a long time to tell this story.
So, you and your wife were happy?
Yes.
And you still loved her?
Oh, yes. I mean, not the way they promise in songs or on TV, but I loved Cleo. Even when we were angry or frustrated with each other. And we loved our children. We would have given our lives for them.
Evidence from the scene suggests your wife did.
Yeah, I know. Oh, she was an amazing woman. I mean, truly my better half. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's late.
You've been married a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Must miss him, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Tell me something. Do you ever get used to it?
What?
The loneliness.
Sort of. I mean, the pain lessens a little each day. But I still miss her. Always.
And the kids.
And the kids. Catherine? Thank you.
I guess that'll take care of it from this end. Thanks for the help.
No problem. You need anything else?
No, I think it might be time to bring in the heavy hitters. I'm gonna call Randall.
Randall? Really? Catherine, if you don't mind my asking, why do you need a $2,000 a day investigator on a simple appeal?
Because it's not a simple appeal anymore. I want to overturn this case. Besides, if you're the guy in prison, there's nothing simple about it.
Sorry. It's your call.
Thanks for the research. See you in a couple of weeks.
No problem.
Sorry, Mr. Fink's in court today. I'll call you tomorrow. Bye.
Mrs. Gar, it's Mr. Hawkman on line 3.
Quit pestering me, I'm busy.
I like pestering you.
Very funny.
So I understand you're thinking of bringing Randall in.
I hung up the phone 2 minutes ago with Christy. I thought she was supposed to be assisting, not spying.
She is assisting. Me. So you don't think the guy did it?
I don't know. No proof one way or the other. Call it a feeling.
Women's intuition?
A lawyer's instinct. Same way I knew with McKay.
All right, fine. Just don't go crazy. You know, remember, this is only supposed to be
A simple death row appeal, I know.
Right, you know what I'm saying. Most of the guys are in prison because they really did do it.
Gee, Bill, I'm so glad you called. The second we hang up, I'm calling Randall, the very expensive investigator. Unless I have to clear it with the partners.
Last time I checked, you were a partner.
Bye, Bill.
Cranial fission indicates his poor son of a gun got his head caved in. Lack of bleaching indicates blow is contemporaneous with death and not caused by a shovel or pick during excavation. I'll be right back, handsome. Randall Innes.
Randall, long time no talk.
Catherine.
Are you busy? What are you working on?
Some pro bono stuff. Got some remains from a mass grave in Peru.
Bravo, still trying to overthrow the right wing and their death squads. I've been working on a little something, and I was wondering...
Not interested.
You haven't even heard me out.
After that last vodka-fueled disaster, I don't want to.
But this is different. It's like the old days. It's like the McKay case. I'm in Harrisburg. I've got a guy who supposedly murdered his whole family.
Whole bunch? Wife, kiddies?
Yes, 1 wife, 2 kids.
Forget it. You know, when an entire family is killed except for one member, the odds are about 90% that the sole survivor did it.
Fine, you're probably right, and you have free rein to follow the evidence wherever it leads.
Well, I'm sort of tied up.
Randall, I haven't had a drink since I got here.
Uh-huh. You get in this afternoon?
Stop it. I'll pay you double if you end up testifying.
Yeah, well, thanks, but I don't need it. Look, I gotta get going.
I promised to do some pro bono work for your political refugees.
We're not talking about the domestic stuff. Wife separated from her husband asking for citizenship. I want to document the ongoing political violence in court.
Done. I'll take on whatever INS case you've got.
Look, I'm not saying I'll do it, okay? But I can fly in late tomorrow.
So the initial coverage was sensational, all this crap about a vampire killer.
Vampire?
Yeah, there was virtually no blood at the scene.
Really? Adult and 2 kids beaten by a blunt object and no blood. Huh. Contrast between the savagery of the murder and the cleanup is interesting. Your client methodical?
I suppose, but you have to realize Eric was convicted on public opinion and politics. They still don't know what the murder weapon was, let alone have one in their possession. And the newly elected governor had a field day taking credit for the vampire killer's conviction.
It's a house been lived in since the murders?
Couldn't give it away.
Excellent. Can you get the keys?
Of course, why?
You're gonna run us a test.
Who are they?
A couple technicians I hired on your behalf. Don't worry, I'll bill you for them.
Fine. What are they doing?
Well, first they're blocking out all the lights in these rooms, then spraying a phosphorescent compound onto the walls and floors. When I switch on a black light, any organic material, no matter how old and in the tiniest amount, will glow white. Come on, we're starting here.
Organic material?
Blood, Kate. Trying to recreate the movement of blood on the night of the murder. Finished? Only way to get rid of organic residue would be to burn this place to the ground. All the cleaning in the world won't help.
No wonder places like this give me the creeps.
Well, here goes. No trail of blood entering the bedroom, but white footprints exiting it. Indicates the mom was killed first. Child in bed by the west wall was second victim. Child in bed by west wall was last. Splatter pattern indicates the killer was left-handed.
How do you know that?
Know what?
That the killer was left-handed. I don't remember reading that.
Well, look at the pattern. Drops are thicker and closer together lower right. Then the spots spread out as they move up and to the left. The right to left pattern indicates the killer was left-handed.
Why?
Because you don't swing something akin to a bat with a backhand stroke. This man is left-handed. Like this.
So, what happens now?
I've done all I can here. Now I go back to the city, see if I can put together a strong enough appeal to win you a new trial.
You think we have a chance, Miss Garr?
Catherine.
Okay. You think we have a chance, Catherine?
Definitely. We definitely have a chance. Here, catch. You're right-handed.
Yeah, why?
Just curious. Take care, Eric.
Did you mean what you said?
Definitely. There's always a chance.
He's on suicide watch.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Eric, Mr. Johnson, he's on suicide watch.
Why? Did he attempt suicide?
No, but we like Eric and we want to be on the safe side.
Why?
These people do terrible things. But even if they tell a convincing lie about their innocence, their actions eventually give them away. Some people have nightmares, flashbacks. Mr. J's not like that. Since he came here, he hasn't shown one sign of guilt.
Sociopaths don't feel guilt.
Please, I know a sociopath when I see one. Mr. J is the first prisoner we actually believe is innocent. The inmates even think so. Now, that's rare.
Thanks. Constitutional guarantees. Jury not sequestered. Political pressure by Governor Watermarks.
No, sorry.
Do you remember what happened the night of
Oh,
the
yeah, that's not a night anybody's ever gonna forget.
What happened?
Oh, we were just doing normal stuff, you know, having a barbecue.
Hi, Anne. Jason, please. No, thanks. Don't disturb him. I'll call back later. Alu versus Georgia. What do you know about it?
Not much. It's got something to do with the use of exculpatory evidence in death penalty appeals.
Is it on point for the Johnson case?
I don't know. Could be.
Find out, okay? I need to know now.
Burning the midnight oil again?
Yeah, this brief has to be submitted by Friday.
You gonna make it?
Barely.
Katie, it's good to have you back.
Thanks. It's good to be back.
Well, good night.
Night. Our judicial system isn't perfect, but it's not supposed to be a crapshoot. It's not supposed to be a process prey to personal bias or community pressure. Well, tell that to Eric Johnson.
Hello?
Hi, it's me.
Oh, Catherine, it's 4 a.m. What are you, drunk?
No.
Well, then you must be crazy calling me at this hour. Couldn't wait till the morning?
You don't take my calls at the office.
Well, I'm busy.
But you don't take my calls at all. I'm working again. I mean, actually practicing law again.
Really?
Yeah, we filed the appeal and the hearing's in 2 days.
Well, that's great.
I'm scared as hell.
Don't worry. You'll do fine.
I've been clean and sober for 5 weeks now. And I'm really sorry.
For what?
Everything.
Well, it's late.
Have you met someone?
No. You know that's not what this is about. I love you, Katie. I always have. I always will.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Your Honor. No one expects our judicial system to be perfect. Well, tell that to Eric Johnson. All right, I'll make an opening statement. It's not like a regular trial, though. The judge can ask me questions, he can interrupt me, he can try to poke holes in our argument.
Then what?
Then, I try to convince him to let Randall testify.
Well, why wouldn't the judge let Randall testify? You said he had new evidence, very important evidence.
Because there's a new time limit on death row appeals, now even exculpatory evidence is an automatic grounds for a new trial.
Exculpatory means evidence that proves somebody's innocence.
That's the whole ball game. If the judge doesn't let Randall up to the plate, we're toast.
Please rise. Case number 15776 is on the docket. The Honorable Donald Sanders is presiding.
Let's come to order.
Is the prosecution ready?
We are, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Our justice system... Our justice system isn't perfect, but it's not meant to be a roll of the dice. It's not supposed to be a process preyed to community bias, media frenzy, or political persecution.
Your Honor, will opposing counsel please stick to the legal arguments and save the poetry for the jury trials?
I wouldn't phrase it quite like that, but I see your point. Miss Garr, I trust you are speedily heading toward a legal argument.
I am, Your Honor, and I'll get there more speedily without further unwarranted interruptions by the Assistant DA. Our appeal is based on a few simple points of law, Your Honor. First, the DA failed to provide a motive. In fact, his case was so sloppy and incomplete that vital exculpatory evidence was not brought forward at my client's trial. If it pleases the court, could you turn to page 8 of our brief? The question is stark and simple. How can the state sentence a man to death knowing that his defense is incapable of doing its job? My client was tried and convicted in the media weeks before his trial was even heard. Court transcripts reflect repeated requests by his attorney for a change of venue. Not once, but 4 times this request was denied. Eric Johnson was a victim of political persecution, Your Honor. Everyone said he was guilty, and as every smart politician knows, if you want to get elected, you give the people what they want. Well, they got it. My client's head on a silver platter. And now I move to the most fundamental aspect of our appeal. Important evidence that was overlooked at my client's original trial. If it pleases the court, I'd like to call Mr. Randall Innes.
The state objects, Your Honor.
Allo versus Georgia clearly states...
Hold it right there. Both of you. You first.
Recent Supreme Court rulings have been very clear on this matter, Your Honor.
To the contrary, the court has been anything but clear.
You'll have your chance, Miss Garr.
In 1976, when the Gregg decision reinstated the death penalty, opponents didn't just give up. They started a rearguard action. Lawyers opposed to the death penalty began to flood this court with death row appeals. The average length of time that a convicted killer waited on death row for his legal execution to be carried out grew to over 10 years. That is precisely why the Supreme Court ruled to limit death row appeals.
You've already heard the sum and substance of our legal argument, Your Honor. It's in here. I'll simply state this. The Assistant DA dismisses our evidence as a ploy, a legal maneuver, and he does so without having even heard it. Please don't make the same mistake. Let us present what should have been presented at Eric Johnson's original trial. We believe our evidence will shed crucial light on this case.
Let me make it clear that this court is not making a ruling on the admissibility of the evidence. Not yet. But this court, before I make a ruling, I will hear this evidence. Miss Garr, you may call your witness.
So to summarize, you're saying that the killer had to be left-handed?
Well, now, to be absolutely precise, I'm saying the killer used his left hand to deliver the fatal blows.
Mr. Johnson, would you please sign your name on this piece of paper? The defendant, Eric Johnson, over there, is he left-handed?
No, he's not.
Thank you.
Mr. Innes, would this evidence have been available at the first trial?
Oh, yes, Your Honor. If the proper tests had been done at the time.
Thank you, Mr. Innes. You may step down. The rules of evidence and law that govern what we do here are meant to ensure a fair and orderly process. That process is not an end in itself. If evidence that could potentially prove a man's innocence and save his life can't be considered because it doesn't fit the process, then the process is at fault. Based on this new evidence, the motion for a new trial is granted. In addition, the order for the release of the accused is granted. Bail is set at $2 million. This hearing is adjourned.
How do you feel about that? Care to comment on the judge's ruling?
Mr. Johnson was given a fair trial, and he was found guilty by a jury of his peers.
Will you retry, Eric?
Oh, you can count on that. Look, we got this one right the first time, and it's... No comment at this time.
Miss Gar, how do you feel about today's ruling?
You seen this? You can't buy this kind of publicity. It's delightful.
I do not intend to repeat the mistakes of past administration.
What's he talking about? It was his administration.
Changing the political spectrum again, my girl.
Why doesn't the media spend its time exposing those criminals?
The Herald is on the phone, Catherine. They want an interview front page. Should I put it through?
No, take a message. I'll call back.
Well, you can't duck this. We're getting calls from 3 news shows.
It's ridiculous, Bill.
No, it's showbiz. Enjoy the ride. Listen, you're getting another shot at your 15 minutes of fame. Not many people get that chance.
Catherine, I know you're not supposed to be in, but I got Eric Johnson on too.
Eric?
Miss Gar? Catherine?
How are you?
I'm free. $2 million bail, but I am free.
When did you post his bail?
A couple hours ago. We're nice people, aren't we?
You're a media junkie, Bill.
Vices, everybody's got them.
Catherine?
Yes, I'm here, Eric. Listen, I know it's a cliche, but I have to ask. What are you going to do today?
Take a bath. There aren't any in prison, you know. Oh, I don't know. See a movie, have a pizza. Listen, it doesn't matter. Anything I do today is good.
I'm really happy for you, Eric.
I don't want to take any more of your time. I just wanted to call and say, I wanted to say thank you. None of this would have happened without you, Catherine.
You're very welcome.
Bye-bye.
I don't think your paper's quite there yet. I think you need to do another draft and then let me see it after that, okay?
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
How are classes?
They were okay. I saw the press.
So what'd you think?
Pretty impressive. Hawkman must be delirious.
You know it. He's already talking about adding another 0 to our hourly rates. So, you want to have dinner?
Oh, so that's why you showed up here. You were afraid I was going to run.
Well, if you must know, I just happened to be in the neighborhood.
Oh, really? You had a meeting scheduled in the school parking lot.
Well, what about dinner?
I'm not sure that's such a good idea.
Neither am I. How about Thursday? I could meet you after my interview on due process.
What, you're going to be on TV now?
Yeah, but don't change the subject. What about dinner?
I gotta hand it to you. You're still full of surprises.
So is that a yes?
In our studio, famous attorney, Catherine Gar. On satellite hookup from Harrisburg, former death row convict, Eric Johnson. So, Eric, did you or your wife have any enemies?
I can't imagine who. I mean, I sold textbooks. My wife Cleo worked half days at our church's preschool. Those aren't exactly cutthroat businesses.
On the topic of books, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Johnson, the discovery of certain books contributed to the local media labeling you the vampire killer. Now, please explain why a family man would be selling literature pertaining to diabolism, black arts, Armageddon.
I sold books. I never collected them for myself. I just sold books. Besides, to a devoutly religious person, those type of books are just another part of people's beliefs.
Then who'd want to kill your family?
I don't know, Mr. Leary. I've had 4 years to think about it, and after all this time, I still have no idea.
You know, Teddy, as a matter of law, it's not Eric's responsibility to figure that out. In our legal system, the burden of proof rests with the prosecution.
Catherine, you may be right, but I want to know. I want to move on with my life.
Of course, Eric, we understand.
We'll be back with your calls right after this.
And we're clear.
This is going well. You know, if you ever wanted to give up your day job, we sure could use you.
You think so?
Good evening. May I offer you the wine list?
Thank you.
I'm fine.
Thanks, I'm fine too. Your waiter will be with you shortly.
Do you serve lemonade?
Lemonade? I've known you almost 20 years. Since when do you drink lemonade?
Since I developed a taste for it. I know it's not on the menu, but would you ask the bartender to squeeze me a glass?
I'll check.
So, when you stopped getting angry, that's when I knew we were in trouble.
Oh, I would have been angry if I cared. I just stopped caring.
How could you do that? I could never stop caring about you.
Well, I didn't say I stopped caring about you. I stopped caring about us. It was the only way to protect myself.
That's so cold.
It was necessary. Nobody's gonna go out on a limb if they can't trust the other person not to saw it off.
You know, I didn't come here to fight.
Well, what did you come here for, Catherine?
Not this.
I'm sorry. I never stopped caring about us. Can we try this again?
Yeah. Do you know where we can get some lemonade at this hour?
Can I make your day? Can I make you stay? Can we be together forever this way? Oh, baby, we can just fly away, fly, glide away, reach out to the stars, just the two of us. We can just fly away, fly, glide away, spread our wings and sing, forget about everything.
You're so beautiful. What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking I've never been here before, and I've never felt so at home in my life. I could never be at home in someone else's arms. Why don't you move back in?
Well, let's not get carried away. No need to rush anything.
So you're saying no? Okay, so you wouldn't rule it out.
No, I wouldn't rule it out.
Please find the original copy of Arabic's yearbook from his graduating year. Sorry about the delay. It was difficult obtaining a back issue. Blah, blah, blah. Incredible switch hitter could hit the long ball from either side.
Hello?
It's me.
Gar, what time is it?
It's early. It's 7:30. I'm thinking Eric could have done it.
What? You drinking again?
I wish. I just got his yearbook. He's ambidextrous. He could have killed them with his left hand.
And why do such a thorough job of washing down the walls? What's the point of faking a left-handed killing if you're just going to destroy the proof of it?
I don't know. Maybe he panicked. Maybe he didn't want to rely on forensics to prove his innocence.
Okay, but this is still absurd. We both know that Eric didn't kill his family.
How, Randall? How do we know that?
Because we know him, and it's not in his nature.
His nature? How could it be in anyone's nature to butcher their family? Maybe we've never seen Eric's true nature at all. It also says in the yearbook that he was the most likely to succeed on Broadway. What if we've just witnessed an Oscar-winning performance?
Let's see what I can find. There are always more stones to turn over.
Thanks, and don't tell anybody about this, okay?
Call you when I find something.
So, you heard?
Heard what?
Congratulations.
What's she talking about?
I predicted it. You won the U.S. Bar Association's Meritorious Recognition Award. Congratulations.
No.
Are you okay?
No, I'm definitely not okay. I may have screwed up terribly. Eric's a switch hitter.
Eric's gay?
No, in baseball. He could hit the ball from either side. He's ambidextrous. My whole appeal is based on the fact that Eric is right-handed.
And?
And I may have gotten a guilty man out of jail.
You did your job.
What if he did it?
What if he did? So what? We represent guilty people all the time.
So this is your philosophical position. It has nothing to do with the free publicity, the money, the clients this case is bringing us.
Look, I love the publicity. I'm not denying it. I'm eating it up. But I haven't seen you exactly pushing yourself away from the table either.
That's when I thought he was innocent.
What is going on here? It is not up to you to decide if he's innocent. Our entire system is based on innocent and guilty people getting an active defense. It's your job, Kate. Do it.
Clear.
Whoever was responsible for that pre-interview, I want them in my office. Larry.
Teddy, it's Catherine Garr.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Can we meet?
What gives? Why all the cloak and dagger? By the way, congrats on the award.
Thanks. I'm worried a miscarriage of justice has been committed.
How so?
I'm worried I'm the one who committed it. I can't give information directly to the prosecutors. That would be grounds for disbarment. But what if leaked information somehow found
its way onto due process? Wow. Now, you'd be crazy to risk it.
I know. But what if you got your hands on information? Would you air it?
I'd run over my own grandmother for it.
Excuse me. Kate! Catherine! Hey. Where you been? I've been trying to reach you all day.
I've been out selling company secrets to the media.
Oh, really? Good for you. Well, listen, I'm glad I bumped into you because I got somebody waiting for you.
Who?
Don't worry about who. It's a surprise. Eric!
Hey.
Hello, Eric.
Well, I'll leave you to it. Listen, Eric, nice talking to you.
Yeah.
I'll see you in the morning, all right?
Good.
Please.
So, why are you in town?
I'm supposed to do some morning talk show. The network flew me out here first class, put me up at the Ritz. It's weird.
Well, you're famous now.
Somehow, somewhere, something's gone very wrong with our world. I'm a celebrity now? And for what? Not killing my wife?
Hockman would tell you to enjoy it. After a while, no one will remember what you did to become famous in the first place. You'll just be famous for being famous.
Yeah, but I don't want that. It'd be like I was cashing in on my wife's death.
And your children, too.
Yes, of course. Catherine, is something wrong?
You just never mention your children, Eric.
Oh, believe me, I can't get them out of my mind.
I know what you mean.
We gotta stop meeting like this. My wife's getting suspicious. What's the matter?
What's more important, redemption or resuscitation?
What?
Just answer the question. Would you rather save your soul or your life?
My soul, I guess. At least that's what I like to think. Is this about Eric?
Yeah. I'm worried I wanted a big legal victory more than I wanted the truth. And I think Eric's wife and kids deserve better.
Did Randall find something?
No, nothing suspicious. He thinks I'm too cynical to believe I actually did a good thing.
Well, he could be right. On the other hand, you're the one who has to live with yourself.
Yeah.
I know. That's why it's a lot better.
I may not stay long.
Why not?
You shouldn't have invited Eric. That was a mistake.
Good evening. Now, most of you know me, so before I bore you with a lot of...
Too late.
Oh, remember that, Bill. All right, I'll cut right to the chase. Now, because I'm a guy and a lawyer, I can't help but use a sports analogy. And this person deserves the Comeback Player of the Year award. But first, let's present her with the Bar Association's Meritorious Recognition Award, Catherine Garr.
First, I'd like to thank my co-counsel, Susan Byatt, and William Hockman, Christy Carswell, and everyone at our firm of Anderson, Beerbaum, Hockman, and Garr. A piece of this belongs to my husband, Jason, but most of it belongs to a unique man. An important case depends on an important issue, and Eric Johnson certainly brought me that. Eric put all his eggs in my basket, and in the process, gave me a shot at redemption. Let's hope I live up to it.
Why don't you give her a hug? Just one hug. Come on.
Thanks for the cat.
It looked great.
You two look so handsome.
I'm sure she's not gonna bite you, Eric. Come on.
Okay.
Thank you. Congratulations, Catherine. Eric, how's the new trial coming?
My lawyer would prefer I not talk about it.
Catherine, do you think you'll be able to get him off?
I'm sure that the court will consider the evidence carefully and make the right decision.
They didn't the first time.
Excuse me.
Congratulations.
I'm so happy to see you, I can't tell you.
I am so proud of you. Sorry I couldn't be here sooner.
Hello. Is this your husband?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Jason Garr. I feel like I already know you, Eric.
So do a lot of folks now, thanks to your wife. Is everything okay?
Yeah, it's just that media frenzy thing all over again. Eric, would you excuse us? We were just going out to talk about something.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, it's nice to meet you, Jason.
Same here. I think I just did something nice for you, but I have no idea what it was.
You rescued me.
Well, my pleasure. So, what are you gonna do now? Gonna go somewhere and celebrate?
They are. I'm ditching.
Well, then, don't you think we should do something? Come on, I'll buy you lemonade.
Thanks, but I really have to get home. That whole scene is just too bizarre.
What are you doing for dinner tomorrow night?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't want to rush into anything. My husband might become suspicious.
Oh, well, why don't you invite me to your house? I've always wanted to see it.
Oh, it's lovely. Thank you. It'll be so happy to see you. We both missed you.
I'll be there at 8.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sneak up on you. I know it's rude to just drop by.
Dropping by is fine, Eric. It's just, I'm pretty tired.
Well, I swear, I won't keep you, all right? I just need to ask you something.
Go ahead, ask.
Are you mad at me?
No.
Good. That's great. Because, you see, you just seemed distant at the banquet.
No, everything's fine. It's just, you know, the attention and the lights and the crowd. It made me uneasy. Okay. Well, like I said, it's late.
Yeah. One more thing. I talked to my neighbor. He said you had too. He also said an investigator with a southern accent phoned him last week. Now, I figured it was Randall. Was it?
Yes. He's preparing for the trial. It's routine. We don't want any surprises.
Oh, no. No, I've had enough of those, thank you. Well, I guess I'll see you around, huh? Thanks for everything, Miss Carr.
It's Catherine.
It's hard to hide what you become. But how do you hide what you've always been, what you've always been, what you've always been, what you've always been?
Mr. Johnson, sir, what can you tell us about Candy Brinkley?
Margaret. Her name was
Were
Margaret.
you two having an affair?
No, of course not.
When did you meet her? How long have you known? What can you tell us about Candy Brinkley?
Margaret. Her name was
Were you
Margaret.
two having an
Her name was
Were you
Margaret.
two having an affair?
Yeah.
I have Mr. Randall Innes holding for you on line 3. Will you take it?
Thanks, I'll take it. Hi, did you find anything?
Yeah, we need to talk. I just gotta fax it.
No, not here. I don't want to talk here. Last thing I need is for Bill to find out.
I will meet you at your house. I am leaving right now.
Randall? Jason?
I knew you were lying. This wasn't routine. Get up. You should see this. Randall, he was a very, very thorough investigator.
What is it?
It's a fax of a parking ticket.
A parking ticket?
That night, I parked 2 blocks from our house. I walked over, hopped the neighbor's fence, and let myself in through the back door. When I was finished, I snuck back to the car, and there was a parking ticket on my windshield. Huh? I mean, can you believe it? I parked next to a fire hydrant. Man, I thought I was finished. But they never realized. The left hand of the cops never knew what the right hand had done.
Until Randall discovered the ticket.
How could you do this? I thought you and I were friends.
Randall was a friend. You were a client. What'd you do with Margaret?
I told you I let her off near her house.
You didn't leave her off. You killed her.
I let her off, killed her, I mean, whatever.
How do you live with yourself?
But it was pretty hard at first. Yeah. To admit that I had massacred my own family. First, I tried to rationalize it, justify it, but it didn't work because it simply wasn't true. I killed them because I wanted to, because I could. Don't get me wrong, it's still hard to believe.
What, that you killed them?
No, that I waited so long to do it. You know, you and I make a perfect fit, you know that?
Catherine! Oh, hi. You know what I was thinking? We should forget about cooking dinner. I could just go pick us up something. Are you okay?
I love you.
What?
Okay, you okay? Where is he?
What? Get out of the house.
I'll call the police.
After I move you out this time, will I be moving you back anytime soon?
You won't be moving either of us ever again. Hi, BB.
Hi. Hi, Iowa. How you doing? I haven't seen you guys since all the excitement. Everything okay now?
Everything's perfect. Just time to move on.
Yes, a new place, new dreams, a new start.
Well, the best of luck to both of you. We'll miss you.
Thanks.
Come on, Iowa. Time to go.
Come on, Katie. Time to go.